what's up, everybody? Welcome to our second crack here at the Indy 500. Open setup. Hopefully it will be better than last week. So, I did make a setup. I've been playing around. I gotta be honest, the iRacing, I qualified with the setup that I built. The iRacing setup for qualifying, I couldn't get through 4 laps. Their qualifying, so I hated it, absolutely hated it. So I built another one. Gotta be honest, didn't really know what I was doing. You know, was hoping it turned out okay. I don't really know where I qualified. I qualified in the 40s. Looking at the I rating of the people in the race, it looks like I kind of qualified above my I rating, which is pretty good. Except I don't know how I'm gonna do in the race. I've been messing with the Wade racing. How long did it take me to make the setup? Well, what I did was I only focused on a few things that I really know, and that was the aero package on the car, particularly the aero rake. I just reduced the hell out of the drag and then raked the car to kind of give it some downforce without increasing the drag. So I was reducing drag overall. And then I put some drag back into it by increasing the downforce. And then, really after that, man, I made a couple little shock changes and, a ride height change. I mean, you know, basically that was about it. I did, for the race setup, for that, I went back to the iRacing setup and then just made a couple of little tweaks. I actually really liked the balance of the setup, and everything else that I was able to do, I'm able to do in the cockpit, which, you know, I didn't play with last week. It was a fixed race. I didn't even know if I could mess with that stuff, so I didn't even have the button set. And, which reminds me, I need to set my pit limiter. I just remembered that because I changed all my buttons. I don't even have a button to get out of the car on my wheel anymore. I need to set the pit limiter. I believe my pit limiter is going to be that button because I don't need tear-offs. Okay, so I set my weight jacker, I set my front anti-roll bars, I set all of that stuff, and there we go, pit lane active. That's what I wanted. And so I got all that stuff set, and I've been playing with that, with the iRacing setup, and I gotta say that has actually worked really well. I noticed that in the draft, if you soften the front anti-roll bar, it takes the push out of the car. Because since you're getting less downforce on the nose, softening that will put that nose down some to where you don't need as much downforce to get the nose to stick. Now, the downside with that is the softer you make that, and the less downforce, it's still putting force on it. So I noticed that because I was also messing with the weight jacker, putting more cross weight in the car, and that was, let me make sure I got my buttons all set. That was really eating up my tires. And then I was also playing with the fuel map because I didn't do that last week either in the fixed setup. I didn't even know if I could do it. You know, I know fuel mileage is a really big thing at Indy. I was playing with that a little bit in practice. I didn't get much practice this week, not nearly as much as I wanted to, because I spent a couple days this week trying to get the dirt late model Road to Pro stuff all up. my weight jacker? That's my weight jacker. Okay, I want to go that back to 0 on that. If you increase that weight jacker, if you add more cross weight, it burns up the right front tire. Burns it up. I did like a 15 lap run and my right front tire was at like 67%. Now, like I said, I was really playing with it, trying to see. Another thing that I did was they had like 6 or 8 degrees of negative offset in the wheel. And last week when I never even looked at that, and that's something that you can actually change in a fixed setup. And last week I was like, God, I can't believe how much I have to turn this steering wheel. And I never even thought of that. I never at one point thought of that. So I took that out. I hate offset in my wheel. Can't stand it. Right now I'm just trying to get an idea of the fuel. You can see I'm going really slow, and I've got my map at 7. But fuel mileage can increase quite a bit, and what I noticed is, because I have no idea where I'm starting, I'm probably starting somewhere towards the back. And I noticed that when you're in the draft, you can do that. You can decrease your fuel map and still turn really fast laps because you're in the draft, and you're saving fuel. So I'm gonna try to see if I can, you know, last week I had a pretty good strategy that just fell into my lap. It happened because I didn't want to do green flag pit stops, and so I was taking I was taking a pit stop under every caution that I possibly could, and you know, ended up on a different cycle than everybody but the leader. The leader was the one person that I wasn't opposite in. And so we'll see how it plays out this week. The main thing is I just want to finish the race this week. If I can finish the race and have fun, man, then it'll be worth it. You know, I had fun qualifying, even though I only was able to lay down one qualifying run.
Yeah, one inside. All clear, all clear.
So if I can do that, it'll be good. See, it looks like if you go, God, the track is so big, the fuel mileage is, it's really minimal. If you're at map 1, which is full go, you're burning like 0.7 a lap. If you're at map 7, which is one step above, you know, under caution, you're getting 0.6. So it's going to be interesting to see how much you can actually save. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let me make sure my weight jacker's at 0, so I'll pass tech.
Alright, man, we're going green next time by. Alright, man, line up on the inside row. Pit road is closed.
Alright. Here we go. But, and Wade, to answer your question, because I sat there and rambled on and on and on about all that stuff, it only took me about an hour to dial in the setup. But like I said, it's not like I built it from scratch. iRacing does give you a pretty good base on the asphalt side. The base that they give you on the asphalt side is far superior than what they give you on the dirt side. It really is. You know, the dirt, to me, the dirt is just so much harder to build a car that's comfortable for people, you know. You can get a pretty decent setup.
Catch the 4 car. Catch the 6 car.
Okay, so I'm starting 13. 13th out of 33 cars, so not bad. Mr. T, thank you. Yep, good luck. Trying to get my gum ready. Don't want to have to be open it while I'm driving.
It's the 6th car.
Gonna probably need a lot of it. I got my medicine sitting over there. I am prepared for a 200 lap race. Just send it. Yeah, Rambone. We got a long ways to go, man. I don't want to just send it. The thing that I'm worried about is my back. My back has been killing me this week. Bad, like really, really bad. And I kind of adjusted my seat to hopefully, you know, so I can feel all right. All right, here we go. Let's go 4 on the fuel map. Actually, no, let's go 1 until we get going.
Pace cars in.
Got my first podium in the big blocks last night.
Green, green, green.
Right on, man. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it, dude. Congratulations. That's why I do what I do, man. I absolutely love hearing that stuff.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution
Oh,
is
come
out.
on.
Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
Really? Are we going to do this again, guys?
It's the 20 car.
Well, Rambone, somebody sent it. Lap 1, somebody sent... I don't even know how... I shouldn't say that, because I know what it's like to be a new driver. I know what it's like to be like nervous, and I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't know what happened, but it's 200 laps. Like, you know, just relax. Going. You noticed I wasn't right on the car in front of me. The guy outside of me, like we gave each other room. The guy behind me, you know, the 2 cars behind me were nowhere close to me. Like, it's 200 laps, and your closing speed in these Indy cars is insane. I mean, it really is. Like, if you catch a draft on somebody, dude, you are on them like that. So there's no reason to try to be, you know, that racy and stuff.
Pit road is now open.
You know, when we're just starting. Yeah, in that, you know, Neo Knight, that's how it was last week. If you remember, it took us an hour to get through like 45 laps or something. It was ridiculous. And then this is what always happens on the cautions. They slow down like crazy for pacing, and then they all get up here and then they all check up. And that always scares me because I'm afraid someone's going to slam into my back. So, but, you know, I mean, I get to talk to you guys, so that's cool.
It's the 20 car.
We get to chat while we're pacing around Indy. At least the laps count on the asphalt side. I mean, if laps didn't count, my God, that would be a nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
It's the 20 car.
I didn't know I could change my dash display. It doesn't change, it looks the same. Must be on the wheel, and I'm too close to see that. I don't know how far I was off the pace from these guys for qualifying. I don't think it was much. I noticed that the qualifying, you had like, because there's so many cars running in the Indy 500, there's so many people, that I noticed like on one of the top, like the top split races, like the first to 33rd, it was like a couple of tenths, like it was crazy close. What's up, David? Up, just running Indy, you know, pacing right now, having some cautions. I mean, I get that these guys are wanting to be a little conservative, but let's at least group it up so where we're on the same straightaway with everybody else. Oh my god, I should have got my pillow. Good thing you guys couldn't hear that. That sounded like a communication from another planet. And I don't mean like a language. I mean like it sounded like electronic. It was like doop doop doop. Like I don't know if someone's messing around or if their audio is that bad. It was that was crazy.
Get ready.
Let's go map 1 here. So we don't get run over, and then we can settle in with our fuel and see what we got here.
Green, green, green. Good job, man. You're in the top 10. Got one outside. Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
Go, guys, go.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side. You're clear high, clear high. Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. It's the 33 car.
Different wheel displays. Tried to do the fake 500 last year with the Lotus 79, 2 spots out of the field. Yeah, I'm gonna try when they do that. If they do that again next year, I'm gonna try that. That looked really cool, man. They did Billy and those guys they did a really good job with that, man. That looked like a really cool race. I had a ton of fun in the night before the fake 500. That was freaking awesome. Unfortunately, next year, if they don't do something about the midget tires, not going to be many people showing up for that race. It's just, dude, the midget car counts have dropped. iRacing they've got to do something, man. I mean, unless their goal is to kill dirt, which I don't think it is. I don't think that's their goal. Because there's a lot of people who are only on iRacing because of dirt. So, You know, they really gotta do something with
Pit
the
road is now
midgets.
open.
Now look, I still stand by my statement when I did the video that I think the tire is a step in the right direction. I do believe that. In terms of the side bite and the way that the car feels, it's much better. But the forward bite of the car, the drive of the car is horrible. It's just horrible. The more I drive it, the more I see that. And it's just really, really bad. They you know, and I don't know if that's the tread pattern. I know that they changed the stiffness of the tire and stuff like that, you know, and then they said that they changed the tread pattern. And so I don't know if it's the tread pattern that is causing the forward bite to be so horrible, but they need to change that. I'm gonna actually do a video on it because I was looking at some of the numbers in Motec. I was comparing the drive numbers, and it's insane. The comparison between what the car is getting now in terms of forward bite and what it was getting before is ridiculous. And keep in mind, you know, the midgets were my favorite car because they were the best cars on dirt. Like, hands down, it wasn't even close. Before all these cars started coming out with the new tires and stuff like that, the midgets were by far the best car. It wasn't even close. And they were already the most realistic. Before the big blocks, the midgets were the most realistic car. And, you know, they didn't need much more. I would have liked to have seen the tire have a little bit more side bite in it like it's got now. And then I would have actually liked to have seen it have more forward bite, and then them increase the horsepower of the car. Those cars actually should have a little bit more power in them. And I think if they had done that, they would have been perfect, because the physics of the car were good. You know, the setups that you run on those cars, or can run on those cars, like the setups that I run, those are pretty close to real life setups. The base setup, one of the base setups that I use to build from, is a setup that we ran on a real life beast chassis in the midgets, right? I mean, this was a setup that we ran on a car, like a real life car, and it worked. It worked at a lot of tracks, you know. We ran it. It's even close to what we ran on the Stealth, you know, back in the day, with the, you know, the front shocks and the rear bars and stuff like that. You know, I mean, obviously the ride heights were different, because, you know, we didn't really set ride heights. We just blocked the car, and then we would just kind of look at the angle of the torsion arms and be like, hey, that one needs to be angled up more, so let's adjust the stop. But they were the closest thing to being realistic, and so I really think they need to fix that. Oh wow, Larry, that is busy. See, for me, you know, this is my job now. You know what I mean? I mean, SSR is my job, so. Yeah, but it looks cool. Like, one of the guys is weaving like crazy, and the guy says, "Do you realize it's completely useless, right?"
Catch the 33 car. Get ready. The pace car is in. Green, green, green. You're in the top 10.
Come on, guys, let's get some green flag runs in, shall we? I tell you, one of the good things about this fuel map and stuff, though, is that it slows you down so you don't just run up on these guys and you don't get that crazy push in the corner when you're in the draft. It's actually kind of nice. I really wish I had discovered this last week. I don't know if I would have been able to use it in a fixed setup, but definitely makes things easier. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would do it on dirt. It makes no sense. Especially now. I mean, if all it's going to do is make your tires crap with the new tire model, it's going to heat the tires up to where they caught the rumble strips there. Just going to heat your tires up to where now they're horrible. The tires heat up so much that after like 2 laps, your lap times drop off like 1/10 of a second. Either I'm the only one conserving fuel right now, which is possible. Like, I don't know anything about running these cars on long races, but I have no idea. I have no idea if I'm supposed to be doing this right now. I have no clue. I'm just taking a shot, seeing if it's going to work out. These guys are way faster than me. I might be at too low of a level, but that's okay. Lower my front ARB now that I'm in the draft. Ooh, I didn't get low enough that corner. By qual? Yeah, it was set by qualifying. I actually qualified, so.
Outside. All clear, all clear.
Go, dude.
Inside. Stay high.
Go, man.
Clear low, clear low.
It's lap 17 at 200, dude. Take the spot. I can push this thing to the limit the last 100 laps and see what happens. So, yeah, I qualified like, my qual time was like 40 seconds. But I gotta admit, my plan was to use the iRacing setup, qualify, make a qualifying run, use their qualifying setup, make a qualifying run, and then build my own setup and kind of see how I did, right? See if I was able to better it. I couldn't finish 4 laps with the iRacing qualifying setup. I couldn't do it. Like it was really bad. And so I was like, well, well, this sucks, man. Like, I can't even finish 4 laps. And so I had to kind of adjust on that and kind of make my own to even get 4 laps in for qualifying. And even then, I didn't adjust it enough. Like the last couple laps, like the last, probably, well, not a couple laps, the last few turns, like the last lap and a half, I was having to lift slightly in the corners. And that just, dude, it just slows you up so much, especially in qualifying when you know those guys are running wide open. So I was about I think I was 40 seconds was my time. I was 13th in this group out of 33 cars. So, which is actually right where I'm running right now. But I think that I'm being a little too conservative with my fuel, because these guys are all just pulling me on the straightaways. Which is fine. I wanna try to, you know, I'm gonna, like I said, I wanna try a kind of a different fuel strategy here. I was kind of hoping we were going to get a couple more cautions, but in the first, you know, 20 laps, just so that way I could kind of like leapfrog people like I did last time. But no, we're actually getting some green flag racing, which is good. I mean, it's fun. Go up to 2 now. I've actually gotten quite a bit out of half a tank so far. Like I said, I don't know how conservative, I don't know if I was being overly conservative or what, but I was at 4 at the start of this run, and I've been clicking it up because I want to see. Now that we've actually ran some laps, like you can see my average is much lower than it was. At map 1, the average is like 0.7 per lap. It's a lot. Plus, I'm also lifting a little bit in the corners right now. I'm not trying to really push this thing to the edge. Right now, my goal is to make the end of the race. But this is the only crack I've got at this. I can't run this again later today, and I can't run it tomorrow. This is my one shot to run the Indy 500 and finish the race. So I want to make sure I finish the damn thing. Because tomorrow I got to build the insider setups for this week. Because I actually got to go to work tomorrow, unfortunately. I got to go to Amazon tomorrow. I've been really spoiled over the last few weeks, man. I've hardly had to work. Tomorrow I got to go to work. But I'm off again on Monday, so it's okay. It's okay. No, Mr. T, those are 2 different series. The All-Star Circuit of Champions or whatever that is, that's a different series. I think the All-Stars are actually owned by Tony Stewart now. I think he owns that series or is a part owner in it or something. The World of Outlaws is in terms of sprint car racing, the World of Outlaws is the top dogs. They're number 1. There's nothing higher than that in sprint car racing. But the All-Stars are a close second. They've definitely stepped up their game the last few years. When they first came out, it was, you know, in the beginning, you know, it was, well, I shouldn't say in the beginning. I don't know exactly when they started. I just remember when I was a kid, the All-Stars had kind of, they were like in this like stock market type trend where it was like they were really cool and really good, and then they had like really fallen off, and they were like just not very good, and there wasn't very many good drivers, and you know, it just wasn't like it. Running the All-Stars didn't really mean much. And over these last few years, it's definitely gotten better. The drivers are much better. You know, you've got really good drivers who run the All-Stars consistently. They've got a few decent events where outlaw drivers actually show up for the All-Stars, you know, so yeah, Tony owns it. But yeah, they're both 410 sprint car series, and you know, truthfully, you can make a living running the All-Stars. The All-Stars do a good job. The purses are not as big as the Outlaws, obviously, but if you're a sprint car driver and you want to make a living, if you can find a ride on the All-Stars, right, and do pretty well, like, you can make a living running sprint cars on the All-Star circuit. So that's saying something. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big deal.
Still there? What's the line? All clear, all clear.
To me, that's kind of always been the measuring stick for a series, right? If you run just that series, can you make a living at it? And if the answer is yes, then it's a legit series, right? You might not be rich, but if you can make a living at it, right? I mean, as a race car driver, that's all you care about, right? It's not about getting rich. You're like, dude, if I can pay my bills, racing a sprint car, I mean, dude, that's heaven, right? Like, does it get any better than that? No. You know, so it's a good series. There's some good drivers in it. Started getting that push there. My right front tire starting to go on me. Yeah, that's a good event. That's one of their big money, events. If I'm remembering correctly. That push towards the wall always freaks me out. Freaks me out too. Freaks me out too. It's nerve-wracking, especially after last week where I hit the wall. But not this week. This week I'm finishing this race. It's always turn one. Turn one that's the one that scares me the most. It's like 2, 3, and 4 are fine, but there's just something about turn one that I don't know if I always just hit it wrong or if that just happens to be the one I'm carrying the most speed. Alright, so I'm thinking that these guys are basically, they must be, they must be, I was talking about turn one and then I almost plow into it. They must be dialing their map back as the run goes on. That must be what they're doing. Before the stream started, I actually was looking at the drivers in this race. I was looking at some of their profiles, like some of the top guys. These guys are IndyCar drivers. I'm pretty much the only one in this race that's like their second race. So, like, these guys actually know what they're doing. I don't. So I'm thinking that's what they might be doing. I'm thinking that they might be dialing it back as the run goes on. Because now I'm catching them.
The leader is pitting now.
All right, leader's going in now. I still got 6 laps of fuel left, according to my fuel calculator. I'm gonna push this thing until it says I got 2 laps to go on fuel. I'm gonna try to get on a different fuel window than these guys right now.
Good job, man. You're in the top 10.
See if I can. I'm gonna put this thing to 7 and see if I can stretch the crap out of it this last few gallons here. We're playing the long game, man. Yeah, it's actually kind of amazing how much the power is cut. Oh, that guy wrecked. Is there going to be a caution? No, he towed off. Dang it. If we had gotten a caution, that would have been good. I think I can go 2 more laps.
You have about 2 laps of fuel left.
There it is, right there. That's going to be too close for comfort. We're going to pit now. Can't see my freaking pit. There it is. All right.
All right, that's it. Go.
Actually had a decent pit stop. Not great, but decent. I guess I should turn off the pit limiter, huh? See, those are the type of rookie mistakes that I make. That cost me. Pit stops are going to be the hardest thing for me to overcome in this race because my green flag pit stops are so horrible. went a lap down with that pit. Okay, so that idea didn't really seem to work all that well. You know, conserving all that fuel. All it did was give me a lap down. I mean, we got to wait and see how. But I think the pit stops have actually shaken out, man.
Stay low. Still there? Hold your line. You're clear high. Clear high. Outside. The leader is sitting now. All
Okay,
clear,
that's
all
good.
clear.
So at least I'll get back on the lead lap. Man, that guy got a ton of fuel, a ton of laps out of his fuel. He must have been running map 7 the whole time. Oh, you're going to Port Royal tonight? Nice, man. Everybody, that's one of the tracks that everybody wants on iRacing. It's like Port Royal. So bad, everyone wants Port Royal. I just wish they would come west of the Mississippi. Like, hey guys, I guess technically they have, but I just wish they'd come out to California for a dirt track. I would love to see Silver Dollar on there, man. Just because I think we need some more short tracks. I think we need some more quarter miles. You know, it's pretty ridiculous, especially, and I'm hoping the new tire model is going to change this. But it's pretty ridiculous that, like, in the 410 sprint cars, you're running the same gear at, like, every track but 3 of them. And then, at those tracks, once it gets slick, you're putting a 486 in it. Chico, man, yeah, that's what I want. I want to see Silver Dollar Speedway on there. That would be awesome, I think. I had to give it some brake that time. Okay, so we did that fuel thing, and it did not seem to really work all that well. That wasn't a very good plan. I lost like 6 positions during that cycle. I would too, Neo Knight, you know. I just think, you know, in terms of, you know, like prestige, you know, the Gold Cup, you know, that race, that's a big deal for the Outlaws. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the bigger races that they do. It's the biggest one that they do on their West Coast swing. Gold Cup's huge, you know? Like, it's a big deal, you know? It's a part of the Summer of Money, basically. It's like the tail end of it, but, you know, like, it's up in terms of prize money, you know. I think it's like 50, well, it used to be, I don't know if it still is, but I remember it was like 50,000 or something like that. Like, it was a big deal. So I would love to see Silver Dollar. Now, will they ever do it? I don't know. Probably not, but it would be awesome if they did. Alright, so this time we're just going to run map 1 and just run the crap out of it, and let's just see if we can gain some time on these guys and gain some spots. I think, like I said, I was way too conservative with the fuel, and it bit me in the backside because I'm way far behind the leader now. God dang, my car is tight in this draft. Ah, where's my weight jacker?
Got one inside. Still there.
Go for it, dude.
All clear, all clear.
We got quite the gaggle of cars here all drafting together. What the hell? I didn't make contact with anything. What the hell is that?
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 10 car.
All right, we're going to pit stop under caution. Lucas Oil is supposed to be coming.
Past the 8 car.
From my understanding, Lucas Oil is already supposed to be scanned
Catch the 10 car.
and is supposed to happen. We're just waiting for them to build it out. Now, I don't know when that's supposed to be. I had heard it was going to be this year.
Catch the 28 car.
Whether or not it is, I don't know. I just know that
Catch the 10 car.
the people who told me that are usually correct. Everything that they've ever told me. Everything that they've ever told me has came to pass. So,
Pit road is now open.
I believe them.
Catch the 10 car. Catch the 10 car.
Oh, we're already supposed to have it. See, that I thought it was supposed to be out like early 2021, but I had thought that the reason why we didn't have it yet was because of the they gave us Bristol dirt, so they were like, "Oh, we'll just hold off on this one." Oh, come on. Dang it. God, I hate to say this, but dude, I got to go to the bathroom.
That's it. Go.
And we still got 150 laps to go.
Line up single file. Catch the 18 car.
Alright, so no more of this fuel-saving crap. We're just going to run the crap. We're just going to run the hell out of it and see what happens.
25 car. Catch the 25 car.
No, mufflers.
Catch the 25 car.
You put mufflers on a 360, a 305, right? You got mufflers on those things. Like, you can tell a little bit of the difference. Muffler on a 410, it's measurable, right? Like, it does quiet it some. But when you've got 24 of them on the track, they're still loud as hell. Because it's not like they're running a muffler like I got on my, you know, on my wife's '08 Honda Accord. You know what I mean? Like, they're not running that. So I remember the big thing when I was in high school was
catch the 25 car.
All these, you know, these cowboys. We called them hicks because they weren't really they weren't real cowboys. There was a couple of them who were, but because up here in Northern California, we do have some real country folk, but they would always get these huge lifted trucks, right? Never hauled anything, never, you know what I mean, like they were towing stuff around. They just got these huge lifted trucks, which is fine, you know, if that's what you want, that's cool. And then they would get what were they called? Glass packs. They called them glass packs. A type of muffler. Glass packs, or the other ones were cherry bombs or something like that. I don't know what the real name of it. That's just what we called them. Glass packs and cherry bombs. And they were some of the loudest things that you ever heard. And glass packs, the reason that we called them that, and like I said, I don't know what the real name is. They could actually be called glass packs. But the reason that we always called them that was because that's how they sounded. They actually sounded like it was like there was broken glass in there, but it was like a good sound.
Green, green, green.
What are we doing, man? I hate when they do that.
You got one inside.
Ah.
Stay high. There's the car on the low side. Clear low, clear low. Inside. Go low. Clear low, clear low. Go low. Alright, man. Caution
That didn't take long.
Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 25 car.
Whoa!
Let the 25 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out. Catch the 25
That's what happens
car.
when they do starts like that. I gotta mute this guy. You can't hear him. Glass packs is correct. They're packed with fiberglass. Yeah. Yeah. I never knew what was actually in them. That's just what we always call them. Glass packs. And then the other ones, like I said, were called cherry bombs. The cherry bombs were a little bit deeper. They had a little bit of a deeper sound to them. But like every truck in Marysville had those. Like that was like, it was like you had to have that. You ever think about? Well, I don't know. So you guys, most of you guys are really, really young. You're not old like me, but because we've got I've actually got my 20-year reunion coming up, which is absolutely insane to think about. I can't even. It seems like it was just. I don't know. It just seems like I was in school not that long ago. It's crazy to think. But anyways, I was just talking to my mom and stuff about things because we were talking to one of my buddies, and it was just crazy to think about all this stuff that was like, you know, like a must when I was in high school. You know what I mean? Like you had to have you know, you wore certain clothes, and you had to have your, you know, if you had a truck, like I was talking about, you got those mufflers on it, you know what I mean? If you had a car, you had a certain stereo in it, like that was like the cool thing, you know what I mean? Like it was so funny.
Catch the 25 car.
I'm older than you. Well, Neo Knight, I will say this, and it's one of the things that I love about SSR. Yeah, I'm 30. Am I 37 or 38? I can't remember. I'm 38. I must be 38. The one of the really cool things I love about SSR is our age range. We have people. I think the youngest person in SSR is 11, 10, something like that. And then we've got the oldest one is 78, I believe. So, you know, it's a huge age range in there, man. It's really cool. Like, I like it. I think it's awesome.
Catch the 25 car.
Not by a lot, though. Yeah. I always tell my wife, you know, because my wife's actually, she's a year older than me. She's 39. And, like, she's flipping out, right? Like, I mean, she's just like, oh, my God, I'm getting so old. I'm like, it's just a number. Who cares? It's just a number. Like, who cares? You know? Like, I've got gray in my beard. I got gray hair and stuff, you know what I mean? My wife's like, why don't you dye that? I'm like, no,
right, man,
I'm not going to.
Next time, bye.
Like, whatever happened to aging gracefully, right? Like, who cares? Like, I'm looking forward to the day when I'm, you know, freaking Silver Fox, right? Like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to sport it with pride, dude. Like, who cares? You know? That's my thing. It's like, it's just a number, right? Take care of yourself, right? Eat, like, if you eat right, and like people equate eating right to being on, like, I don't know, like some strict diet. No, just don't eat crap, right? I mean, if you want to, go ahead. Like, you know, like Ron Swanson said, right? If you want to eat cheeseburgers, balloon up to 600 pounds, and die of a heart attack at 45, you can, right? You are free to do so. But don't complain about it. But for me, I'm just like, just take care of yourself, you know what I mean? You don't have to be like a Nazi about your health. Just take care of yourself and you'll be fine. It's just part of life. 40? Yeah, 40's not a big deal. 22, jeez. Zach, oh my God, 22. Man, what was I doing when I was 22? When I was 22, well, first of all, I was messed up on drugs. I was all jacked up on drugs.
25
at 22, I think I was in North Carolina at that point. I was 22 or 23 when I went to North Carolina. I can't remember. Trying to make it in NASCAR. That was my dream.
All right, man. Pace car is in.
Obviously, didn't work out. But
green flag, green flag.
yeah, didn't make it very long. I was only in North Carolina a couple months.
Outside. You're clear high, clear high. You're in the top 10.
I actually had a pretty good opportunity when I went back there, and I never got to really take advantage of it because of my knee, which was a real bummer. But I'd gone back there. My buddy Lee Watson, who I was living with, he was working for Casey Kane at the time on Casey Kane's sprint car team. Casey had just started it. It was still a pretty new team, and he was working for Casey, and I moved back there because I wanted to get into NASCAR. And I'd always wanted to, and like when I say get into NASCAR, I mean like I wanted to work on like a pit crew. That was my dream. You know, if I could work on a pit crew, you know, like I would have given anything for that, right? Like that was my goal. And so I went back there, and I had no idea how I was going to do it, no clue. But I had knowledge of race cars, not of NASCARs, but I have knowledge of race cars. And I was a good mechanic. And although I was a drug addict, I was actually in pretty good shape. You know, I was still physically fit. I always worked. I always had a job and was paying bills and stuff. I was just an addict. I was a drug addict. And I went back there, and I was gonna do like one of those like 5 on 5 off schools or whatever, because they actually have like schools for that. And so I had saved my money, and I was gonna go back there, and that's what I was gonna do. And I had saved up like, I don't know, like $7,000 or something, which was a lot for me at the time. And so I go back there, and I get back there, and, you know, it's like, all right, you know, I had to spend like $2,000 just right off the get-go to get back there and pay for stuff and, you know, get myself set up in the apartment and everything.
Go car up high, go low. All right, man, caution is out, caution is out.
And,
single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 2 car.
So I'm back there like 2 weeks, and
Catch the 8 car.
I am,
Catch the 2 car.
not doing very well. You know, I'm pretty much, at this point, I'm like a week into detox because I haven't had any drugs. Don't know where to get any, you know what I mean? Like, and at the time I was kind of just like, you know, I need to stop this anyways, and so I was just suffering. And, I went and applied for a job at Lowe's. Yeah, society tells us the fear of getting old. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. Go look at them people in Hollywood, man. They're fine, right? And they don't. I mean, yes, they wear makeup and stuff like that. But physically and stuff like that, health-wise, they're fine. That's why they're still having kids when they're like 50 years old. Well, that, and they can hire nannies, right? Like they don't have to actually raise them. But anyway, so
Just keep hitting your mark.
I went and applied for a job at Lowe's. And that was one of the only jobs around where we were at that was hiring at the time. And so I go and apply for this job at Lowe's. And I put in my application, and I get called the next day, and they want to bring me in for an interview. I'm like, okay. And I had never, ever, I mean, I was only 23 at the time, but to this day, it's the only job that I've ever been interviewed for and not gotten a job. No matter what it is, if I get an interview, I got the job. It's mine. I've got it. And I go in, and they give me this, they called it it was something like an honesty, an integrity test. They called it an integrity test. And so they give me this test, and they tell me before I do it, they're like, hey, answer these truthfully, and you know, we want truthful answers. Don't tell us what you think we want to hear. Tell us the truth. I'm like, okay, no problem. And so, oh, dude, what are you?
Your car has too much damage. We've got to fix
Sorry,
it.
guys, someone just ran me over in the pits. Did you guys see that? Oh my god, man. And I don't know where the leaders are. Come on, I need to beat the pace car. I don't know where it's at. I can't believe that. Just get run over in the pits. How do you even run someone over if you got the pit limiter on? You know what I mean? Like, how do you even do that?
That's it, go.
Aw, crap.
Alright, man, we're going green next time by. Line up single file. You exited the closed pit. Go to the end of the longest line. Let the 5 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out.
Dang it. Oh my god, I tried to make it out and now I gotta let all these cars by. And I'm gonna be a freaking lap down, man. Ah. That makes me so mad.
Pass the 8, pass the... Catch the 5 car.
Get freaking run over in the pits. Dude.
Get ready.
Now I'm in 15th, a lap down.
Catch the 5 car. The pace car.
Alright.
Green flag, green flag.
I hope my car got repaired all the way. My steering is off. You guys see that? My steering is off a lot, actually. God dang it. See, that's the one thing that drives me nuts about iRacing, is that you can do everything right and then have your day ruined by somebody else. And look, man, that guy, I don't know how he runs me over in the pit road. I don't. It wasn't intentional. He wasn't, you know what I mean? They're not trying, you know, they're not trying to wreck me, right? Because, I mean, it wrecked their car too, messes them up too. So, I mean, they're not trying to do that, but it just sucks, man. Because now I'm in 20th, I'm a lap down, and my car's jacked. I waited all that time, it's still not even fixed. Yeah, I know I can get it back. I just hate the fact that my steering is so off like this now, because it just makes me, it worries me that I'm going to, my tires are going to wear out differently than normal, right? And I'm just worried about how the car is going to feel at the end of the run when the tires start going away. You know, and even though I'm pushing my fuel right now, I don't have a ton of speed. I don't want to sit here and get stuck on a long green flag run and get lapped again, because then my race is really over.
Outside. You're clear high, clear high.
Whoa!
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 17 car. Catch the 17 car.
Oh my god. I would kill for autopilot right now so I could go to the bathroom. This is going to be a real problem. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Well, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to just have to hold it. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about being in North Carolina. So I go take this integrity test, right? Let me put back on my story. Go take this integrity test. And like I said, they tell me, look, tell us the truth. Don't tell us what you think we want to hear. I'm like, no problem. And there was one question on there. I mean, there was a lot of questions, but this was a question that got me. And the question was something along the lines of, if you were a supervisor or a manager, I think it was a supervisor. If you were a supervisor and your brother worked in another department,
Pit road is now open,
and you saw them steal something, would you, and then it's like multiple choice, right? It was like A, turn them over to the authorities, B, fire them, C,
catch the 17 car.
talk to them, I gotta get my car fixed. Have them put it back and let them know not to do that,
Car.
and, and so I had put, that I would talk to them, tell them not to do that, and that, basically like I'm watching them type of thing. I shouldn't enter the pits because I don't want to get ran over again, but that was what I put. And
Alright, that's it. Go.
they end up, calling me back in and tell me
Line up single file. Catch the
basically
9 car.
why that's the wrong answer. And I'm like, I go, you told me to tell the truth. I go, that's the truth. They're like, well, no, it should be one of these other ones. And it was like, turn them into the authorities or fire them or something like that. I go, that's not the truth. I go, anybody who says that they would do that to their sibling is lying. I go, or they hate their sibling. I go, that's all there is to it. You're not going to turn your brother into the cops because they stole a package of wood screws, right? I mean, because it was something stupid too. It's like something small. It's not like they stole a $2,000 patio set, right? Or an air conditioner. It was like a box of screws or something like that. It was something dumb. And so I was like, that's crap. I go, that's the truth. I go, you told me, I said, you wanted me to tell you the truth. I said, that's the truth. That is what I would do. I said, if I had talked to my brother and he did, I said, if I saw him doing that, I would talk to him, tell him. I said, if he did it again, I said, then I would. I would fire him. I said, because at that point, the second time, he doesn't care about me. And so I ended up not getting the job. And so I was like, damn, I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't, I came back here with money, but I don't want to blow all my savings back here. Like, I got to get something going fast. And it was like 2 nights later, we went to a buddy of ours that was living in the same apartment complex. He worked on I can't remember what the series was called back then. It wasn't
It's a
ARCA.
nice car.
It was, oh, it was a Hooters Pro Cup Series. That's what it was. And we went to, it was at Concord.
It's a
And so we
nice
go to
car.
Concord, and we watch this race. And after the race is over, we go out to the bar. And I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of like not really talking to anybody, you know what I mean? I only know my buddy Lee and then this other guy that lives in the same apartment complex as us, with us, Matt. And so I'm kind of like just sitting there drinking, you know, just at a table, not really talking to anybody. And this guy comes and sits down next to me and starts talking to me. And he's like, where are you from? And I'm like, you know, because he saw me sitting over there, and he knew Lee. He knew my buddy Lee. And he knew that I wasn't from North Carolina. I mean, for one, I stuck out like a sore thumb. Like, you could tell, like, I wasn't from North Carolina. And he's like, where are you from? And I'm like, you know, California. I go, this little town called Marysville. And he's like, oh, where's that at? And I'm like, oh, it's like, you know, 40 minutes, you know, north of Sacramento. He's like, oh, that's cool, you know. And so he's like, hey, my name's Jarrett. And I was like, oh, I'm Tommy, you know. So we start talking and stuff like that.
The pace car's in.
He's like, so what are you doing out here? And I was like, well, I said, I came out here because I was wanting to
Green,
get
green, green.
you know, try to get a job in NASCAR. And he's like, oh, that's cool, you know. And so I was kind of telling him everything I did and stuff. And we're just sitting there. We talked for like, you know, like 2 hours. And my steering is better, but it's still not fixed. And so, come to find out, he works for, he was working at LaJoy seats, LaJoy racing seats, I think is what it was back then. I think LaJoy still makes racing seats.
Clear low.
And he was like, well, are you working or anything? I was like, no, I don't have a job right now. I said, I'm just, you know, trying to, I forgot to put my fuel back up. No wonder I'm going so slow. I'm sitting there running with caution with my map at 8 for caution laps. And so, I go, no, I applied for a job, but it didn't really work out. And so I tell him the story, and he's like, oh, that's crap. And he goes, well, what do you know, he's like, well, what do you know how to do? You know, I was telling him all the stuff I know how to do and all the stuff I did on race cars and everything like that. He's like, you know how to TIG weld? I was like, yeah. I said, actually, I do. I go, I can TIG weld, you know, aluminum and you know, stainless steel and chrome moly. And he was like, oh man. He goes, well, let me give you my card. He goes, he's like, I think I might be able to help you. I was like, sweet. So he gives me his card. I'm like, all right, you know, we're leaving, and I hop out. I leave and I hop into the truck with Matt and Lee. And they're like, hey man, you were talking to Jarrett for a long time. I was like, yeah. I go, he's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. And they're like, yeah, what are you saying? I was telling them the story and everything. They're like, well, he can do it. He can definitely help you if you wanna try to get into NASCAR. He goes, he's like, he can help you. He goes, you might not get a job with a cup team right away. He goes, but you'll get on a race team. He goes, if you give it a little bit of time. And I was like, wow, really? They're like, yeah. I was like, huh. I said, I didn't know that he could do that. And they're like, do you not know who you were talking to? I go, well, apparently not. They're like, look at the card. I'm like, Jarrett Johnson. And they're like, I'm like, okay, who's Jarrett Johnson? They're like, that's Jimmy Johnson's brother, dummy. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't even realize that whole time I was sitting there talking to Jimmy Johnson's brother. And so I was like, right on, man. I was so stoked. I was like, man, that's awesome, dude. Like, what are the chances that I meet this guy, you know, and we talk at a bar of all places? You know, he just comes up to me and starts chatting with me, and you know, dude says he can help me, and then at that point I'm like, all right, well, you guys, is that because he was drinking? Like, am I gonna call this dude next week like he said, and he's not gonna remember? And they're like, no. I was like, oh man, that's awesome, you know. So like, I was really excited. I was stoked, dude. And
go car up high, go low. All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out. Line up.
And
pit road is closed.
So now I'm like super excited, right? Like really excited, and I'm thinking, right on, man. I'm gonna get into NASCAR, you know. And so, like 4 or 5 days later, I'm walking down because I didn't have a car back there with me. And we lived in these apartments in Huntersville, North Carolina. And across the highway was this gas station where I would go get beer. And it was like a Sunday because I was watching NFL football. So I walked across the street, I got Subway, and then I stopped and got a case of Bud Light. And I'm walking back and my freaking knee goes out on me. And I'm like, no way. No way. And it was bad. It hurt bad. And like I'm limping like crazy. And you know, at that time I had already had like 3 surgeries, and that was at the point, like I said, you know, I had had my reconstruction and stuff like that, and you know, my whole knee's like filled with scar tissue, and I was like, look, I'm gonna do it anyways, I don't care. And
the road is now open.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, my knees all swollen and everything. I'm just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And it just was getting worse, and I was like, God, I can't stay here. I can't stay with my knee like this and, you know, try to make it. I'm not gonna make it. You know, I'm gonna be screwed. And
let the 31 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out.
I ended up having to come back because of it, and I ended up having surgery.
The 31 car.
Like a month or 2 later, I had to have surgery again. It was a bummer, man. So, yeah, I'm staying out neonite. This is what I've been hoping for. So, I went in last time just because I wanted to try to get my steering fixed better. Because if I looked at this, and I should have checked this earlier, but I didn't. See, you guys, I don't think you can see it, but I mean, we only ran a couple of laps. My right front was already down to 96 after like 2 laps. What do we have? 2 green flag laps? So that was burning up pretty bad with my steering like that. So hopefully I can get my lap back now, and hopefully we can get back up to the front here. God, we're not even halfway yet. Oh my God, next caution, I might have to... God, I wish... I wish someone was here so I could have them drive this thing for a second on a caution so I can go to the bathroom. I don't know what I'm going to do. Go to the bathroom so bad. Go to the bathroom so bad. Oh my God. I remember, do you remember that race, for those of you guys who watched NASCAR back then, it was a long time ago, where,
It's the 31 car. Right,
Tony Stewart had, they were saying in the race how he was having really bad pains in his back and his legs and cramps and stuff like that. And he was leading the race. And then he won the race, and they said in victory lane, they're like, Smoke will be right back. He had to go change into a clean suit. He went to the bathroom on himself. Now look, I tell you right now, even if I was Tony Stewart and I had won all the stuff that he won, cup races are so hard to come by. I'll go to the bathroom all over myself to win a cup race, like and not even apologize about it. I'll be like, Watkins Glen. That's right, it was Watkins Glen because it was a road course. I remember that. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, I'd do the same thing. I actually asked the guy one time who was racing for us in the midgets, Tim Barber. And he had ran Barber cars, and he had done a lot of road and asphalt oval and stuff like that. He had never been on dirt before, and he was actually really good on dirt, man. I wish he had stuck with it, man. He could have been a really good dirt driver. But I was talking to him one time about that. I was like, yeah, man, I don't know how those guys do it. Like, I'm like, I'm like, I would think at some point during that race I would have to go to the bathroom. And he was like, oh, they wear condom catheters. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, they just wear, he's like, they wear a condom catheter. I was like, really? I did not know that. I don't know if that's true, but that's what he told me. That they just wear a condom catheter. I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was a thing until he told me that.
Green flag, green flag.
So, see, these guys, this dude will never learn.
Got one outside. All clear, all clear. Got one outside. You're clear high, clear high.
Okay.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Past the 13, past the... Catch the 31 car.
How come it doesn't show me getting my lap back? I guess the leader didn't pit, huh? What a conversation to come back to. Yeah, you missed a lot, man. God, I hope the leaders pit this time. I want to get back on the lead lap. Position by attrition, yeah. Well, you can tell by the way those guys are jumping the starts. It's so dumb. Dude, if this was lap 180, I would be doing this. I'd be going for it, man. Every position counts. Every foot of track matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be going for it. We're not even to halfway yet. Dude, we're on lap 80. We got 120 to go, man. We got a long, long way to go. Like, there's no reason to push it like that. I'd love to do one of these, but I'm so not game. Yeah, I was talking to some of the guys on my team. I want to do a road race with them, like a 12-hour race with them. And none of us are road racers. Like, we've never done it before. But we were talking about it, I think last week during the fixed Indy 500. I ran the 500 last night, and they ran like that, so there was only 7 of us left to finish. Yeah, there was. Last week I had said that during the race that I was in, when I had looked, because I didn't qualify last week, and I was in a very low split. I have a very low I rating in asphalt. But if you'll notice, my safety rating, I actually fast-tracked to a B license after the Indy race last week. Because the only incident that I had was when I wrecked. But other than that, I had gone that whole time, and I actually fast-tracked to 4.0 and got my B license. But anyways, the races that I had been looking at that were similar to my split from the previous night, there was a couple of them where there was 2 cars on the lead lap. 1 car was 6 laps down, and he was in 3rd place. And there was, like, I can't remember what it was, but it was huge. It was like 8 cars that finished 200 laps down. That means that they wrecked lap 1. And more than half the field was more than 100 laps down. Like, it was crazy. So, 24-hour French endurance race isn't on the calendar yet. Which one is that? See, I don't even know what that is. Is that Le Mans? 24 hours of Le Mans? I know they're running the Petite Le Mans. I think I want to do that one. Maybe one of those medical urine bottles. Le Mans, yeah. I always say it wrong. 24 hours. I used to call it the 24 hours of Le Mans. People used to get so mad at me. They're like, it's Le Mans. I'm like, I'm not French, man. I don't want to say it. Yeah. man, I wish the leaders would pit. I could see that. I know that with motorsports simulations or whatever that company is that has partnered with or bought out or whatever with R Factor 2, iRacing, you know, I heard, apparently Bruce was telling me this. He heard on Dale Jr.'s podcast where iRacing is like partnered with NASCAR, and the Cup teams are actually working on the sim with the Gen 7 car or whatever, or something along those lines, and like, you know, giving iRacing, you know, notes and ideas and, you know, stuff like that, improvements or whatever, you know, kind of like that type of stuff. And with, you know, that partnership, because on the asphalt, you know, R Factor 2's dirt is a joke. Their asphalt stuff is legit. It's very, very good. And from what I've heard, I've never ran it, but from everything that I've heard and seen, their asphalt stuff is really, really good. Their road racing and stuff like that's really good. And they have their tire model on the asphalt side is supposed to be
The pace car is in.
so much better than ours, it's not even funny. And I know that
Green, green, green.
licensing is going to be a very, very big deal. Like, they're going to be trying to get licensing stuff just like iRacing has. You guys, let's not go 3 wide into this turn, thank you. So I could see that with Le Mans, or however you say it.
Got one inside. Stay high. All clear, all clear.
Well, that would be the best way to do it. Call it the 24-in-1 Le Mans. That would be you know, a good way to do it. Oh, caution, 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 caution. Throw a caution. Throw a caution so the leaders can pit. Throw a caution. He's off the track. They're not going to throw a caution.
Alright, man, caution is out.
Ah, there we go.
Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 13 car.
Come on, leaders, pit. You know you want to. Pit. I hate this bar. I hate this bar, man. want to run laps, but I also want to keep watching this damn VR. Well, Larry, put this on your phone and just listen to it. There you go. VR is awesome. I've been meaning to do a video on it. I need to do a video on VR versus triples because I actually get asked that a lot, and I need to do a video on it. Because VR is really cool. God dang, leader, pit, man. I should have been pitting all this time, and I've been staying out so I can try to get my lap back, and the dude just won't go in. Dang it.
Catch the 13th car.
Yeah. I puked the one time I tried VR. Kurt, VR is, you have to get used to it. The first time I got, so my VR was given to me as a gift from a member of SSR. I remember I'd been doing these one-on-one sessions with this guy, and you know, like, it's not like I wasn't charging him, or you know, I'd been giving him free service. Like, dude had paid for everything that he had done. But he asked me, he was like, so what do you think's the most, you know, immersive way to do this? And I was like, well, VR. I go, from everything I've heard, VR is the way to go. You know, and at that time I had triple monitors already. I go, look, my triple monitors are awesome. I go, but from my understanding, I said, I've heard that VR is just second to none. He was like, oh, okay. So like a few days later, he's like, hey, what's your address? I want to send you something. And he had sent me a book before that he had wrote, which is a really good book. And so I thought it was just going to be something else like that. So I was like, oh, hey, here it is. You know, here's my address again, man. He's like, okay. And then a couple days later, he goes, hey, man, you should be getting a package, you know, today or tomorrow. Let me know when you get it, just so I know you got it. I was like, okay, no problem. He goes, it's just a little, he's like, it's just you know, a gift to show you my appreciation for everything you do. And I was like, well, thank you, man. I go, but dude, you don't have to do that, man. You know, I'm like I said, I'm like, it's not like I do it for free, you know. I go, yes, I put out a lot of free stuff. I go, but you know, the stuff that I've been doing with you, like, I go, you're paying for it, you know. He's like, yeah, but it's okay, man. It's like, you go above and beyond. I'm like, well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. So the next day, this huge box shows up, and I'm like, and it's got my name on it, and I'm like, what the hell? And it's heavy, and I'm like, dude, what is this? And I open this thing up, and it's like, you know, Oculus Rift 2, you know, S and all this stuff, and I'm like, it's a freaking VR headset. And I'm like, where did this come from? You know, because I'm like, dude, did I buy, you know, and I'm like looking at my son. I'm like, Isaac, did you buy a VR headset? You know, I'm like, did you buy something? Like, were you messing with my phone and did you buy? He's like, no, Poppy, I swear I didn't buy this. I swear. You know, and I'm like, my God, where did this come from? You know? And then I was like, oh my God. I go, that gift. So I message him. I go, dude, did you send me an Oculus Rift S? He's like, yeah, man, did you get it? And I'm like, oh my God, dude, you did not have to do that. I go, dude, these things are like $500 or what, $400. I mean, like, they're expensive. He's like, yeah, it's okay, man. He's like, I hope you enjoy it, dude. Let me know how it is. I'm like, dude, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, thank you, dude. That's incredible. So I get it, and like, I'm stoked. You know what I mean? Like, I'm super excited to try this. And so I get it all set up, and I get it all calibrated and everything, and like, I'm ready to use it. You know, like, I'm so excited, man. And I go out, and I actually had work that day. I was going to be working at Amazon, and I had about an hour before I had to leave. So I'm like, I'm going to try this thing out and see how it is. And I'm doing it, and within like 5 minutes, dude, my head hurts, my eyes are killing me, like, I'm nauseous. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. I'm like, no way. I'm like, there's no way that this guy bought me this awesome gift and I'm not going to be able to use it because it's literally making me sick. It's making me nauseous, right? And so, you know, I messaged him again. I go, hey, man, thanks again, dude. I really appreciate it. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, how'd you like it? I go, well, dude, if I'm being honest, man, I go, it made me sick. And he's like, well, you know, I've heard that it takes a little time to get used to. He's like, so, you know, give it a chance. And so I go online and I do a bunch of research on it, you know, for settings and stuff like that. And he was right, you know. And so I spent about, I don't know, probably 2 hours dialing in the settings, getting it just right. And I went out and I used it, and what I started doing was I would use it for like,
All clear.
I would use it for like, you know, 15 minutes, and then I would take it off, right? And I'd give my eyes kind of a break. And then I would use it for, you know, 20 minutes, and then I'd take it off, you know. I mean, it was kind of a pain in the butt, but I did that for only, I mean, literally only for the first day. That's what I did. You know, I was just kind of switching back and forth. And when I would give my eyes a break, I would switch back to my triple monitors, and I would run my triples for like an hour or two. And then I would put the VR headset back on. I would do a practice, and, you know, I would run it for, you know, 15, 20 minutes. And then I would put the, you know, take it off, and I'd go back to the triples. And after I did that first day, the next time I used the VR, I was able to wear it a couple of hours and was fine. It just took me a little bit to get used to. And also the settings, fixing the settings had a lot to do with it as well. Getting those settings correct is a big deal. So it takes a little bit to get used to. Once you get used to it, it's not bad. Now, I will say this, because I don't use it that often anymore. I don't know how it would be now if I were to use it, because it's been so long since I've used it. It might make me sick again. But I know that VR is awesome. It really is. It's really cool. And if I didn't do streaming and stuff like this, you know, and adminning races, I would be racing in VR. Whew. Didn't miss you get run over on pit road. No, you didn't miss that. Yeah, man, it's just... the steering being off, man, the toe, you can see how much the toe is off. And it's costing me straightaway speed, man. It really is. And I don't think I can fix the car anymore. Like, if I go into the pits, there's no more repairs that I can get done. Like, that's it. It's as fixed as it's gonna get. And so I'll try, you know, when we get down to it, if I can get back on the freaking lead lap, I'll try to see if I can use my weight jacker and maybe, you know, my ARB adjustments, and see if I can get the car to handle a little bit better and kind of compensate for it. And then we'll see if we can make a run. But it's not going to matter if I can't get back on the lead lap, man. Yeah, dude, the graphics card stuff right now is just ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous. I lucked out so bad. I mean, my luck was, you know, maybe that's why I have such bad luck sometimes on the sim, because I lucked out so much when it came to the graphics card. Me and my brother, you know, we were able to both score RTX 3080s at the regular price, you know, before all of this got so crazy. we had to wait, you know. But, I mean, I got mine like a month after they launched. And my brother got his like, you know, a month, 2 months after me. And now, dude, they're like, you know, I got mine for, it was like $800. Dude, now they're like $3 grand or something. It's insane. It's absolutely insane how much they cost. Yeah, you know, honestly, Rob, I don't know if I'm supposed to be in 6th gear or 5th gear. I have no idea. I know that when I'm in 5th gear, I'm literally revved out. Right? And if you look down the straightaway, like, you know, I don't know. I honestly don't know what my top speed is. You know, I don't know. Let's try it. What do I got to lose? Let's see how fast I get. I am at the end of the straightaway. .220. So 220 miles per hour is what I get to at the end of the straightaway, and I'm about 212, 213 through the corners. So let's do this lap in 5th gear, and then we'll go to 6th gear. I'll shift to 6th gear coming out of turn 4. Because, yeah, I got to be honest, I don't know. I don't know if I should be in 5th or 6th. I really don't know.
All right, man. Halfway this time by.
It's about the same, actually. Oh, okay. Like that? Well, my car is pretty, it probably is, Brady, but my car is pretty close to the fixed setup. I should have kept it in 5th. My car is pretty close to the fixed setup. I did make changes to it, but not a ton.
The leader is sitting now.
Ah, I hit that corner wrong. Well, you know what? Doing this, I'm actually gaining on this guy. My tires are gone. They're gone. God, I'm never going to get my lap back, man, if I don't get a caution. I got to pit, dude. My tires are just too bad. Thing don't even want to turn.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Oh, of course the
That's it,
caution's
go.
out. Of course the caution's out. Come on.
Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Past the 6. Past the... Catch the 13 car.
God dang it. Now I'm 2 laps down, man.
Catch the 13 car.
One more lap, man. One more lap. Had I gone, I would... God dang it. Now I'm freaking 2 laps down, man.
Catch the 13 car. Pit road is now open. Catch the 8 car.
That makes me so mad. Yeah, you do get a lot of speed in 6th gear for passing when you're in the draft. Yeah, I know. The car was not working. It's just...
Catch the 8 car.
Yeah, I'm back to 1 lap down now, but I don't... I'm going to be starting, like, with the leader, what, behind me? Like, right next to me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be... Are they going to send me to the tail? I don't know what... I don't even know what's going to happen. I don't know how this works. It's just a bummer, man. I just missed an opportunity. Yeah, Rob, I don't know. Do they... I gotta be honest. I don't know. I really don't. I would hope that I would get waved around and I'm not going to start in front of the leader like this. That's what I would hope. I hope I get a wave.
Alright, man, we're going green next time by. Pit road is closed. Past the 8 car.
Downshift in the middle of the corner?
Catch the 10 car.
When you say the middle of the corner, are you talking like here? Or do you mean here?
Catch the 11 car.
Hey, Cole, you need to be at max speed when the green flag drops. The apex. Oh, so you mean in between the two turns. The little straightaway in between them?
Get ready. All right, man. Pace car.
Tires are staggered special. That's right. That's such a great movie.
Green flag, green flag.
A lot of people don't know that that those characters in that movie are based off of you know the real Harry Hyde and Tim Richmond. That scene where they're at the track testing and Harry tells Cole tires is what wins the race, run 50 laps any way you want and then run 50 laps the way that I want you to, and if you do it I'm going to beat you. That really happened. That really happened with Tim Richmond and Harry Hyde. God, this thing pushes even worse now with that front end like that. Oh my God. Even if I get on the lead lap, I don't know if I'm going to ever have anything for the leaders now. My car's so jacked up. Where's my weight jacker? Let me put some cross weight into it and see if that can help. Ah, pushing. God dang it. I had to get on the brake that time. Yeah, I just softened it more. I already had softened it at the beginning of the race. I just softened it some more. Get that freaking weight jacker back out to zero. That felt like crap. Traffic or dirty air, always soften it? Okay. The problem is it doesn't take much dirty air for this thing to just push like a dump truck right now. With my steering so jacked up. I don't know. Should I try to be saving fuel right now and then see if I can get my lap back that way? Maybe I should save a little and see. Got to start thinking outside the box. Yeah, that's the thing right now, Wade. I'm just trying to get on the freaking lead lap. But I honestly don't know if I should be trying to conserve fuel to get on the lead lap now, or if I should just be pushing it, or what. I don't know. Ah, man, one little thing, man, just screws up the whole race. Oh, she's pushing. Oh, my God. I'm afraid to soften this thing any more in the front, man. Otherwise, I'm afraid it's going to be too loose. Hey, what's up, Jeffrey? Yeah, I'm not going to get my lap back by pushing. I'm not going to get it back by pushing. Let's go the fuel saving route and see what happens. We're at map 7. I mean, the only other setting I can go to is caution. Go in a little later in 4. Yeah, Sean, I like pavement racing. It's different. It's different than dirt. That's the thing that I like about it. There's, you know, you've got the race strategy to it, and you know, you definitely got to be patient and be smart. You know, even though this is a unique race, being 500 miles, even when you run just the other ones, you know, there's still 100 a lap. You know, a couple hundred laps. There's still a lot. So. So I do enjoy it. I like it. I really like the setup aspect of the pavement side. I think the setups are much more realistic, and you know, things like the draft and stuff. It's really cool. You know, it's different than dirt. It's not better. It's just different. You know, because I love dirt. To me, I don't think there's really much. I mean, there's not much. I mean, there's not much that's better than, you know, a 30 lap, you know, 40 lap shootout on a dirt track. Like, it's awesome. You know, just pushing it to the edge. Like, that's what I like. I love that. But I do enjoy the asphalt side. I really do. I'm looking forward to doing more asphalt stuff. You know, the plan, I was supposed to be doing a whole lot more at this time, but because of everything that happened in my personal life, and then with all the new website and the new membership and all that stuff like that we've been doing, I did not have the time to work on this stuff nearly as much as I wanted to. And so it got kind of pushed back. And you know, I'm working on it now, and you know, I'm gonna be starting the road stuff here. I was gonna wait till further along in the year, but I'm gonna actually start doing that this next season as well. I'm gonna actually like document it, you know, like rookie to, you know, how long it takes me. I'm gonna make videos on it and stuff like that. IndyCar next season? Yeah, I'm gonna run IndyCar next season. I'm gonna run IndyCar. I'm gonna run a lot of stuff next season. That's why I'm working so hard right now to get the website and all that stuff done. Caution flag, caution flag, caution flag. Throw a caution. So yeah, I'm gonna run IndyCar next season. I'm gonna really stick to the oval stuff for the first 3/4 of the season. It won't be until the end of the season that I'll start doing road. My plan is to wait until like week 9 or 10, and then I'll start doing the road racing. And then so that way I can go from rookie to D, and then I can get my safety rating to a 3.0, and then I can make the NPR, and then we'll have the new season, and then I can get my C license in the road. Yeah, I got a lot of people who are like dying for me to do Asphalt Insider stuff. And you know, I could probably do it right now. I could probably start it right now, and put out decent setups too. I mean, they would be good setups. I mean, I've been working on it. I've been testing it. I've been actually racing some. And you know, the stuff that I've been doing is good. You know, I figured out on the asphalt oval stuff. I haven't dove into the Indy cars. I've just Brickyard. That's the only thing I've ran. But or Indy 500, NASCAR they call it Brickyard. But anyway, so I haven't messed with the Indy cars yet. But the trucks, the Cup cars, the late models, super late models, the Tour mods, those. I've been playing with them and building setups, and they've been good. They've been pretty good. I've been happy with what I've been able to put out. But the problem is that I don't want to put out stuff that's pretty good and charge money. I just can't do it. You know, if I'm gonna put something out, I want to make sure that it's, look, this is good, and it's gonna. Because I can put out a setup right now that you go out in the first 5 laps be crazy fast, right? And then the last 30 laps of the run, it's going to be crap. And I don't want that. I want to have the same, you know, principles that I use in the dirt cars, where it's like, look, man, the setup is going to be as good or get better as the track, you know, goes away. And on the asphalt side, you got tires that are wearing out and all that stuff. Like, it makes a big deal. It matters. So So I was planning on launching the Asphalt Insider program at the start of Season 3, but because everything got pushed back, I'm just not comfortable doing that yet. So it won't be until later. What's up, Zach? Zach, I think you got your weights confused. God, I would kill for a... I should have had a spotter or something this race. Because I honestly don't know what I'm doing, if it's faster or slower, or I have no idea. And I'm trying to save all this fuel, and I have no idea if it's even working. I don't know anything. Yeah, Zach, that's Alex Wade, not Wade Fields. Whoa!
Go high. Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Past the gate car. Catch the 31 car.
And I got a pit now, man. I've only got 7 laps of fuel. Can go do yard work, come back, and Tommy is still racing. Yep, that's right, man. If I stay out, Zach, it'll wave me around. I can get my lap back because the leaders are going to have to pit. The problem is that I only have 7 laps of fuel left. There's no way that I can make, I can't, you know what I mean? I'm almost out of fuel myself. So, I've got to pit myself as well. But it will put me on the same fuel window as the leaders. And then I'm still going to be a lap down, but I can conserve fuel the entire fuel run. And maybe I can try, you know, that strategy and see if that works. Do I think I'll go a lap down if out under green?
Catch the 31 car.
Honestly, I don't know if I'll go a lap down or not, man. My car feels slow. It feels slower with my steering jacked up. you'll see here in just a minute when I get my tires how
Alright, that's it. Go.
look at my right front, 66% compared to the rest of my tires. And that's because my steering is so jacked up right now.
Line up single file. Catch the 30.
So,
past the 9. Past the...
I do think I might go a lap down. You know, I'm gonna have to try to win this another way. Or gain spots another way.
Catch the 30 car.
Do a later corner entry. Well, I'll try that. I'll try it and see. You know, it's worth a shot.
Catch the 30
You
car.
know, I got nothing to lose. So I'll try that. Because right now, man, my corner entry feels so... Because look at my steering wheel. I mean, you guys see that? And my wheel, I have no offset in my wheel. My wheel should be straight when I'm going straight, and it's caught. And it's been like that ever since that pit road incident.
Alright, man, we're going green next time. Bye.
Yeah, the dirty air and the damage are also having an effect. I mean, I could try to open up that entry and see if I can do more of a high-in, low-out. I honestly don't know if that'll work. I guess I could... I could go down on my cross weight. You know, I've already got my ARB like as soft as I can get that dang thing. Shake off your concussions from all those smacks on the wall. I could try to go down on my weight jacker, take some cross weight out. I mean, that'll tighten up my entry, but that'll loosen up the exit some and see if that helps. The only problem is that kind of scares me because then I'm worried that my car might snap loose on exit. If you push going in, you can snap loose coming off. Let's give it a shot and see. Let's go down 2 clicks and see. Yeah, you have to have a lot of momentum. And look, I'm not going to be able to... I think I'm the first car a lap down. You know, I'm not going to be able to keep up with these guys if I don't... I mean, it's not going to matter at all if I don't get my lap back.
The pace car is in. Green, green, green.
Now, see, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could wait until the second lap to pit.
There's a car on the low side. Stay high. There's a car on the low side. All clear, all clear. Outside. All clear, all clear.
I had no idea I could do that. See, that's what I'm talking about when I say, like, I don't know this stuff. I don't know this stuff. Oh, crap. I hit the wrong button. There we go. It does actually feel much better on the cross weight. That 1 click. 2 clicks felt a little too much, but 1 click actually does feel better. I hate not being able to see the car in front of me with that stupid bar.
You got one inside. Clear low, clear low.
Oh, I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know I could pit the second lap. Crap. Ah, well, I hope I get another caution later on in the run. This guy's got a huge run on me. Go, dude.
Still there? Hold the line. All clear, all clear.
Ah, Dustin, I love you, man. Yes, this is the real Tommy Brandon. Who's got 58 laps to go and has to go to the bathroom so bad my body is starting to hurt now. I have to go bad. I got ran over on pit road, Dustin, like lap 70. I mean, literally the car ran over the top of my car and pushed me into the wall. My steering's bent and it put me a lap down because I had to stay in and get the repairs, and I've been trying to get my lap back this whole time. Now I'm just trying to save fuel and see if I can get it back a different way. Oh, I found out how to make a rock screen emoji, and how to put one into Discord, so it's coming. It's coming. It'll be up this week. We will have a rock screen emoji for Dustin.
Got one inside. Clear low, clear low.
I think that guy just wrecked. Come on, man. I was hoping a caution was going to come out for that wreck. Dustin, not only am I going to get a rock screen emoji for Discord, I'm going to get one for I'm going to figure out how to get one for YouTube chat so we can put it up when you come into the chat. Yeah, it used to be donuts. I used to think catch fence and donuts. Now I think rock screen. I need to figure out if I'm doing this correctly or not. I don't even know what shift points I'm using, if they're good, if they're bad. I don't know. I need to start comparing my last laps. All right, let's do this lap just in 6th gear, lifting in 1, and then accelerate wide open through 2. Oh, come on, caution, 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 caution. There's debris on the track. Throw a caution. That's way slower. Way slower. Wow, I didn't realize how much slower that was. Sixth gear the whole way, that's a 1/10 of a second slower. Wow. All right, down in the middle and then up in the middle. Way faster. A rock screen gang logo. Oh, this way seems to be even faster. Okay, so that's what I want to be doing. Just like you said, man. Downshifting in the little straightaway in between the corners, and then upshifting right after the exit. Oh.
Slow car up high. Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 31 car.
All right, so I'm going to wait till the second lap now to pit.
Pass the 8 car.
Might need to leave and start your own rock screen gang. There you go. Call it Rock Up Sim Sport. My knee is killing me, dude. Oh my god. Yo, that would be a huge mistake. That would be top 5 dumbest moves ever. Since I'm on map 7, I might be able to stay out. Stay out and make it on one stop, you think? Man, I don't know. 14 more laps. That would be 158. 168, and then 32 laps. Man, I could try, but dude, if we got another caution, I'd be screwed. Because the amount of speed, the amount of time I'm giving up. I had 20 laps of fuel out of half a tank. Huh.
Catch the 7 car.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Think we should go for it? I mean, I want to finish the race, but if I run out of fuel taking a gamble trying to win it, I don't know. That's worth it. But see, here's the thing. The leader stayed out too. On map 1, everyone will need 2 stops. See, the leader, these guys stayed out too.
Catch the 7 car.
See, I didn't even get my lap back because the leader stayed out. I don't know. What do you think? Think we should go for it?
Catch the 7 car.
I wonder how many other drivers are thinking the same thing.
Catch the 7 car.
Screw it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. What do I got to lose? I'm a lap down. You know what I mean?
Alright, man, we're going green next time. Bye.
I'm not an IndyCar driver, you know, at least yet. I'm doing this to try to score a good finish. Let's go for the gamble. Who cares? I spent 10 years working in a casino. Why not? If the leader stayed out, he's pitting on one more stop. Yeah. But if I gamble and I can score myself a top 5, I'll be happy with that too. Let's go for it. Who cares? Let's take a chance. I mean, it's not like I'm running for points or anything like that. Let's go for it. Ugh. Yeah, leader stayed out.
Get ready.
Maybe we can make it.
Alright, man. The pace car is in. Green flag, green flag.
This guy's got a huge run on me.
All clear, all clear.
My right front tire is smoked, man. It's so bad. So bad.
Inside. Clear low, clear low. Go high. Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the one car.
God, now I almost have to pit. Well, I do. I think I can. I think. God, I hope the leader pits. And then I can get my freaking lap back. And then I can pit on the second lap. And go to the tail. And then I'll see if I can make it all the way to the end on fuel. Stinker rain and waterfalls. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, man. Oh my god. God, you know what's really upsetting though is that I'm doing this good with a broken car. You know what I mean? Like, I got ran over.
The road is now open.
I'm running in the top 10 with a broken car, and I've been basically conserving fuel the whole second half of the race. Like, I think I could have had a legitimate shot of having a really good run had that not happened. I know you got my back, Greg. I wish there was a way I could have one of you guys hop in this cockpit for a minute so I can go to the back. God, the leader still didn't pit, man. All right, I'm gonna pit this next lap. I'm gonna pit, and I'm gonna go the rest of the way. Shay can probably be there in 3 hours. Nah, Shay's pretty far from me. Hanford, where he's at, Hanford's a little bit more than 3 hours, I think.
Catch the one car.
Second and third stayed out, yeah. See, I'm gonna pit, and then I'm just gonna try to make it the rest of the way without stopping. That'll be 40, or that'll be 30, 37 laps, 36 laps. So I think I can go the rest of the way, conserving fuel. Yeah, he is a race car driver, but we are in California. We do have traffic unlike any other place on the planet, with the exception of, like, New York City. All right, we're going the rest of the way.
Alright, that's it. Go. Alright, man, we're going green next time by. Line up single file. Catch the 11 car. Catch the 11 car.
Oh, that sucks. That guy's 2 laps down. He was leading at one point. A lot of these guys are talking. They're all saying they're going to have to splash and go.
Get ready.
All right, let's go map 7 the rest of the race and see what happens.
The pace car's in.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
Green, green, green.
Sure, guys. Let's go 3 wide.
Clear high. Clear
Why
high.
not? I don't want another caution. Let's go green the rest of the way.
Got one inside. Stay high. Stay high. There's a car on the low side. Clear low, clear low. All clear, all clear.
Go,
got
dude.
One inside.
Go.
Clear low, clear low.
My fuel calculator's at 36.7. We've got 35 laps to go. Oh man, that guy pulled down hard. I had to check up big time.
Outside. Stay low. You're clear high, clear high.
This is gonna be close. Really close. I might have to stop downshifting, man. My fuel calculator is correct. I'm gonna have one lap. I'm gonna have just enough for one lap beyond. Like I've got just enough to make it. We're on lap 168. My fuel calculator says 32.7.
Got one outside. All clear, all clear.
I just kind of want to stay in the draft with this guy for a while.
Man, caution is out.
Dang
Caution
it.
is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. It's a 5 car.
Well, that will ensure that I'll have enough fuel now. I'm not pitting. We're going for it. We're going for it the whole way. The only problem is now, if they pit
Catch the 11
which everyone's going to. They're all going to pit. I'm going to have to be in fuel saving mode. And they're all going to be in race mode. Dang bar, I can't see anything.
Pit road is now open.
They're all coming.
Catch the hey car.
So I'm on the lead lap now. So if I pit this next lap, will I go a lap down? It's annoying, Greg. It's super annoying, dude. I hate it. Because you'll be going down the straightaway, and it's the one spot you want to see, and there's a car there. There's no way I can stay up here. I've got to pit. I got my lap back, but if I go in, I should stay on the lead lap, right? There's no way I'll beat them, though, man. There's no way, because I have to be saving fuel to make it. They all have got more fuel than me. They can step up their map. If I go in, I should be able to get back out before the pace car, right? Yeah. Because they're all going to have enough fuel now. Even if they conserve a little bit and they run at like map 3 or 4, I have to run 7 just to make it. They'll smoke me. I'm actually pitting right now.
Catch the hey car.
No prob.
All right, that's it. Go. All right, man, we're going green next time by. Line up single file. Catch the 10 car.
Oh, it put me back down a lap. Yeah, I'm back. I'm the lead lap. I'm back a lap down. Ah, it was worth the shot. Yeah, it's got me a lap down again. It was worth the shot. "27 laps. Even if you're running map 1, that's still cutting it close. Yeah, they might need to stop again. Yeah, I could have done that.
Ready.
But I thought doing that I was going to get to stay on the lead lap.
The pace car
It's worth
is
a
in.
shot. We'll see.
Green, green, green.
We'll see what happens. Look, last week I didn't even finish the race. If I can finish in the top 10 this week with a broke car, and I've spent half the race conserving fuel, I'll be happy with that. I'll also be happy with that. I think I might be able to run 4 or 5 on the map and make it to the end. And still do my shifting. Actually running the car hard. Tires definitely need a lap or two, man, to start feeling better. It's actually funny. The car feels better after about 10 laps than it does with the fresh tires. With the steering all jacked up like this. Yeah. Yes, it is very annoying, Tony. I hate it. I absolutely can't stand it. It blocks the cars, man. I hate it. I guess that's one way to know you're in the draft, right? If the cars disappear, you're tucked up behind them. Yeah, it would be nice if we could disable it, like the rock screen. She's pushing. I really need to take that corner differently when I'm behind these guys.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Alright, now we're staying out.
Pit road is closed. Catch the 7th car.
Now we're staying out. We're staying out. Yeah, you could definitely hide a wreck behind it, Tony. In fact, the first time I ever pulled onto the track for Indy last week in the fixed setup, I pulled on for a practice, and I pull onto the track on the backstretch, and I was going like 180 miles an hour, and all of a sudden, I just get ran over the back. I mean, literally, bam, and the car launched over the top of me. And that guy said, he's like, "I'm sorry, man, I couldn't see you because of the bar." I was like, wow. Because your closing speed is so fast with these things, man. By the time he saw me, he couldn't stop. I was in that, like, blind spot. He came out of the corner and just ran right over the top of me.
Pit road is now open.
Yeah, he did try. Yeah. Yep. When you start pushing towards the wall, man, in the draft, and then you got that wheel crank, that thing snaps on you, man.
Catch the 7 car.
Love your videos. Taking in a lot new, given just on YouTube. Well, thanks, Jason. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it is annoying to look at. It is. I mean, it makes sense safety-wise, you know. Same thing on the F1 cars. Like, I get it why in F1 they run that thing, you know what I mean? I get that, but God, that would be so annoying. Yeah, Jason, Greg's right. Make sure you join the Discord. Or just go to schoolofsimracing.net and click on Join the Community. That'll get you on the email list and in the Discord.
Catch the 7 car.
If I have a tire come through my screen, we might have a bigger problem. Yeah. Oh, dude, Grosjean. That was one of the craziest wrecks I'd ever seen. I couldn't believe. I couldn't even believe that would happen with a modern day F1 car. You know what I mean? For it to break in half like that. And like, I know that the capsules and stuff, they're designed to break away, but that just seemed, I don't know. It was crazy. And for him to be in there for, I mean, what was it, like a minute?
All right, man, we're going
2 minutes or something? Like, I mean, which, dude, if you're trapped in a car up against a guardrail, right, and it's on fire, dude, 30 seconds is going to feel like a lifetime, man. And he was in there for like 2 minutes or something. It was crazy. The fact that he walked out of that with just burns on his hands and his feet, like, is a miracle.
7 car.
Is an absolute miracle. That, if you haven't watched it, you got to watch on Netflix, F1 Drive to Survive. That's one of the best shows ever. I love it, man. Like, I had started getting back into Formula One anyways because of iRacing, but then I found that show, and oh, dude, it's so much better, man. Hey, thanks, Greg. Thanks for coming out, man. I'll talk to you later. Hopefully it'll be a victory celebration. or at least the top 5. How many cars are even on the lead lap?
7 car.
There's only 8. That car in front of me is the first car a lap down.
Get ready. The pace car is in.
I think I can push my fuel a little bit more. Not that it's going to really matter. The only guy I'm racing is that car in front of me. With that last caution, I think the leaders can make it now on fuel. Unless they're all pushing it on map 1. We got 15 laps to go.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Your
Dang
road
it.
is closed. Catch the
Now
7
they're really
car.
going to be able to make it. Yeah, you're right, Sheldon. That's, you know, that's the thing that people, that's the number one thing that most of these sports don't understand. People they don't realize what connects with fans. That's one of the reasons why Major League Baseball has struggled for so long. It's because they don't have the connection to the fans. And the way that you connect with the fans is through stories, right? That's how anybody connects with anybody. Okay, it really is. That's why, I mean, this is going to sound really, I mean, it's going to sound pretty toolish of me, pretty braggadocious, but it's true. The reason why so many people come out to my live streams, right, is because it's not to just sit here and watch me race. There's 100 other people that people can go watch race on iRacing, right? Like there's lots of gamers out there. I'm not the only one.
It's the 7 car.
But if you look at what I do during the stream compared to what other people do, right? It's not like I've got some sick, crazy, you know, it's not like I'm like Shroud or Ninja, right? With some awesome backdrop and cool camera angles and all that stuff like that. No. But it's because I can sit here and tell stories with you guys, talk to you guys, connect with you guys and stuff like that. And that show, F1, that it does a phenomenal job of that. Thanks, David. I appreciate the help, man. I really do.
Pit road is now open.
And so, you know, that's, like I said, I was already getting back into F1 because of iRacing. But when I found that show and started watching it, like, I got way back into it. Because I had stopped watching F1, you know, probably... And it was right around the end of Schumacher's reign as champion. You know, what did he win? 7 championships? 7 in a row or whatever it was, like something ridiculous, you know what I mean? And, like, I liked Schumacher. Schumacher was awesome. But it got stale. It got boring. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, Schumacher won again. Yay. Like, you know what I mean? And you didn't have any connection with it, especially here in the U.S. F1's not big. It's not big at all. And back then, you know, even though we did have the internet and stuff like that, it was still new compared to what it is now. But you didn't have the stuff that you have now to where you could follow it like you can now back then. And so you didn't really know the drivers, right? Schumacher's the one who's always winning the races, you know what I mean? So, and he wasn't like for me, he was cool, you know, I liked him. He was a phenomenal driver. But it wasn't like it was when I was a kid, where I grew up, you know, as a little kid, I was watching Ayrton Senna and playing Ayrton Senna video game, you know what I mean? They had that video game that was, you know, Ayrton Senna Racing, whatever it was. Like, I had that game, and so, like, I felt the connection to Senna, like, that was my guy. You know, even though I didn't know much about him or anything, like, I felt the connection there as a kid, where I didn't have a connection with those guys once Senna was gone. And they were good, but I didn't really know much about them, right? In the U.S., F1's not that big a deal. And I was still a NASCAR fan, and I liked Indy car racing and stuff like that. That was, you know, right around the time, you know, we had the whole kart and IRL split and all that crap that they did, but which really killed Indy car racing in my opinion. But you just didn't have that. And like in NASCAR, you had that connection with them.
All right, man, we're going green.
And NASCAR lost that. You know, that's why NASCAR really fell off the way it did. They lost that connection. The story behind the drivers and stuff like that had gotten stale, or it was non-existent. You know what I mean? You know, the stories that, you know, the days of those guys where you're hearing about, you know, how so-and-so was a moonshiner and you know, worked his way up, and now he, you know, on the dirt tracks, and now he's running for, you know, so-and-so, and he's a champ, you know, like those you didn't have those. And they made it super corporate, and they got rid of the stuff that they basically alienated their hardcore fans. I mean, that was why I stopped watching it. They killed the sport. You know, the only reason I'm getting back into it is because of sim racing. And they are doing a better job. You know, they're trying to kind of get back to their roots, which is good. They need to. Yeah, you got to communicate with people, man. That's why I do this. It's fun. I mean, obviously, you can tell I like to talk. Huh. Yeah. Well, F1 is...
7 car, get ready.
F1 to the U.S.
The pace car is in.
Is what, like, soccer is. What we call soccer. Football, right? To us, F1 here in the U.S., it's like, oh, whatever, the rest of the world can have it, you know what I mean? And it's huge all over the world, right? But here, it's like, you know, okay, that's cool, right? Like, it's not a big thing here. It's like how soccer was. Now, soccer's obviously gotten much, much bigger in the U.S., but, you know, F1, it's gonna have to figure out a way to kind of break through that wall. And one of the reasons why is that the stuff that you do to become an F1 driver is not big here in the U.S. You know, you go to Europe and stuff like that, you know, you know, they've got karting world championships. Like, that stuff is huge over there. Where here, like, we don't, you know, we don't really have it like they do. You know what I mean? And so people just don't relate to it as much. Even though it's phenomenal racing, it's some of the, you know, the strategy and stuff that they use in F1 is insane, you know. Those cars, I mean, first of all, those cars are just technological marvels. They're insane. Which, you know, is a good thing, but it's also kind of a bad thing. You know, I don't like the fact that there's times where they're like, okay, hey, you need to slow it down for 2 laps, or all right, now you can push it. It's like, dude, it's a race, man. You should be pushing it regardless, you know. But like, I get it, you know, the way that they've got things. I've been following it this year because I've been really interested to see how this year was going to go with the regulations on the spending, but it's still, you know, it's still the same teams up front. Mercedes, Red Bull, you know, Ferrari. I mean, although Ferrari did have a pretty bad year. God dang it.
Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Pass the 8 car. Catch the 7 car.
We're going to end up finishing this race under caution. Oh, the amateur kart stuff is crazy too. Yeah, the amateur karting stuff is insane, man. Like, they are, the stuff that they can do or are doing, it's nuts. Like, we think outlaw karts are expensive now. It's over there in Europe and stuff like that, it's nothing. Because that's racing over there, you know what I mean? Like, over there, you go to Europe and stuff like that, dude, they're not running, right? They're not running dirt tracks, right? Like, you don't got your local dirt track at the, you know, high bank quarter mile. Like, they're not doing that crap. They're running, you know, it's karting, and you know, you got Formula 3 and Formula 2 and, you know, all that stuff like that. So, like, that's what they're doing.
Catch the 7 car.
Well, at least we can go map 1 now for the rest of the race. Actually push this thing. Got to do that for one fuel run. Ah, my God, that makes me so mad, dude, that I got my lap back that pit stop, and then I pitted the next time around thinking I was going to get to keep on the lead lap, and I didn't. And look at all these cautions we've had. I would have got my lap back. I would have been able to battle for a top 7 position, you know. Now I'm just watching these guys battle it out. There's only one car ahead of me that I can gain a spot on. That's the blue car in front of me. It's a bummer. But all things considering, looks like it.
Catch the 7 car.
Man, if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I would run the race again tomorrow morning. If I didn't have to work tomorrow, just because I know I can do better than this. Yeah, I'm gonna run map 1 now, Neonite. The guy ahead of me is the only other guy I can gain a position on, and I've been sticking with them running map 3 and 4, so I can go map 1 now, and I'll make it the rest of the way. We're only going to have about 5 laps
All right,
to
man, we're
go.
going green next time by. Let the 11 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out.
My
5
part
to
of
go in the
Canada.
line.
Oh, that's cool,
Catch the
Sheldon.
11 car.
I know that they have some dirt track racing in Canada.
Catch the 7
From my
car.
understanding of it, and this could be completely wrong. This is just what I was told. It sounds like it's at the southern eastern part, like up by or the northeastern part of the U.S., like that area. I've heard that there's dirt track racing there. So, don't know if that's true or not, but that's the guy. That guy's going to win it. That's the guy who's going to win it, man. That guy that just passed us. He's got fresh tires. The rest of these guys have got like 15 laps on their tires. Joined iRacing when they had big blocks. Yeah, big blocks was a big one, man. People really like them. I really like the big blocks. They're a lot of fun.
The pace car is in.
All right,
Green flag, green flag.
let's see if we can gain one more spot here.
You got one inside. All clear, all clear. Inside,
Dude, really?
clear low, clear low.
That's that guy he's like 15 laps down, man. He's caused like 10 of the cautions.
All right, man, caution is out, caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. 2 to go this time by. Catch the 5 car.
We don't even get a green-white checkered. Just finished 11th at Knoxville, big block mod, need more laps with the car. You know, the key to the big block mods is throttle control, but it's also developing the rhythm. Like, so Bruce does not run big block mods, and he ran the league race with us on Wednesday,
Catch the 5 car.
and he was like getting frustrated, and I understand it because I went through this last season with Greg, because Greg just stomped me in like every big block race, man. It was ridiculous, and he would just always tell me, he's like, well, dude, just roll out of the throttle and then roll back in, and I'm like, I'm doing that,
Alright,
man.
White flag at the
And I've
line.
got the same setup as you. How are you just smashing me, you know? So this week, you know, I qualify up front and I win my heat race. I'm running up front, and Bruce is sitting there watching me in the cockpit, and he's like, dude, I'm doing the exact same thing, and they're just pulling away from me. They're just yarding me down the straights. And the thing is that the more laps you do in those, what happens is you like, you like imagine you like magically cross this threshold, and you like don't even realize it. Where all of a sudden it's like, dude, for some reason I'm doing better. I'm faster. But I swear I'm doing the same thing that I was doing a month ago, right? Or however many races ago, depending on how many races you run. And that's the thing with the big blocks, man. You just have to be so smooth with those cars, keep them straight, and you just, the more you run them, you'll realize you're like, wow, I'm actually getting pretty good in these things. And they just take time because they're such a unique car. First of all, one mistake in a big block is, oh my god, it's crushing, because it takes the amount of time it takes for those things to like build momentum. That's another thing I wish iRacing would fix. Those cars should have a lot more horsepower than they do. From my understanding, big blocks in real life have about 900 horsepower, not 750. So they should increase the horsepower on that. Now, I do realize that if they did that, the tires would spin even more. But I wish they would do that. But yeah, you just gotta develop that rhythm in them. That's what it is. It's really a rhythm, man. And once you get that rhythm down, you'll start having a lot better finishes in them. All right, well, we finished in the top 10.
Checkered flag this time by.
All things considering,
There you go, man. Good
not
job,
bad.
driver. Let the
I
11
will
car by.
I will
It's a
take it.
7
I mean,
car.
not the end that I could have gotten or should have gotten, but
It's the 26 car. Past the 10. Past
who's
the,
doing the next one in
past the
19 minutes?
22, past
Oh,
the, past the
thank
17,
you.
Past the.
Yeah, I just not the finish I wanted. I like I said, I think I could have gotten a lot better. I want to actually go back and watch that. It must have been this lap. I think that's the lap that I got ran over. 113. Oh no, that's not it. $154. Was that it? No. Which one is it? 146? No. 159. Oh, there it is. 352. That sucks. That's a bummer. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I wanna, like, get a couple pictures. All right. Well, like I said, not the finish that I. What? Couldn't save. Oh. God dang it. Yeah. No, I'm definitely going to the bathroom here in just a second. Yeah, it wasn't bad. You know, it could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot worse. You know, considering my I rating, right, coming into this race was sub 900. For me to be in that field, you know, like I said, I qualified a little bit better than I am. So I'll take it. A top 10, I'll take it. definitely, it was a lot of fun. 53 caution laps, 18 cautions. That sucked, but it was fun, man. I enjoyed it. So, it's something that I'm wanting to do is more asphalt stuff like we were talking about during the race, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of the asphalt live streams on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays. So, just 3 hours and 45 minutes of racing. So it was fun. I had a good time and finished in the top 10. Could have. I definitely think I could have. I do think if that hadn't happened on pit road, I do think I could have got a top 5. I do, maybe even a top 3. So deserved a good dinner. Yeah, it did. So, but like I said, I get it, man. You know what I mean? It's a mistake. Mistakes happen. You know what I mean? It's a bummer for me. But what are you gonna do? So at least I finished the race this time. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing. Maybe I'll take another crack at it. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to take another crack at it. I'm done. My Indy 500 is done. So I don't have enough time to do it. But maybe I'll run another asphalt race. Oh no, because let me look real quick before I hop up and go to the bathroom. Because they're all road racing right now. I was going to say maybe I'll run the cup race tomorrow morning, but they're road racing right now. So I do have my B license. I'm going to start running some asphalt sprint car stuff. So maybe I'll do something like that. I don't know. But anyways, you guys, that's going to do it, man. Thank you very much for joining me. It was long and you guys stuck around and I really appreciate it. It made it a lot of fun, even though, had some bumps along the way. But thank you guys as always. I appreciate it. Until next time, good luck, good racing.